How's everyone doing? Are you having a good time with all these videos here? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is kind of to review MLA format, most especially how to put things in the correct order, especially in formatting it to make sure that it is correct. And most importantly, what you want to do is you want to make sure everything is 12-point font, Times New Roman, double spaced throughout the paper. And before we get to that, the most important thing I wanted to point out is that you should always put your last name and the page number at the top right hand corner. And again, the easiest way to do that is to use Microsoft Word. So I'll show you how to do that right now. So I've actually done it here. Now I'm actually going to get rid of it so I can show you how to do it again. So what you do is you go to Insert, and you go scrolling past Wikipedia, scrolling past bookmark and link, and you'll see header, footer, page number. Now, header is technically the correct answer. However, this is a big one. However, this is not how it's supposed to be formatted because it has it on the left-hand side. Here you got 3 columns, also not what you're looking for. And the footer means that you put it at the bottom of the page, which is also incorrect. The correct answer is page number. So you want to go to top of page, and you'll see you have plane number 1, plane number 2, plane number 3. Plane number 1 means it's far to the left, and you don't want the number far to the left because if you look at the picture, it's on the far right. So you put plane number 3, and you'll see it says 1. Great. So I'm going to go to home, and you'll see it says Calibres body 11. This is actually incorrect. So a lot of students are making this error and not even realizing it. So what you do is first off you put your last name. I'm going to put my last name in here. Okay, now it says Ferrarosa 1. I'm going to highlight this. So important. Make sure it is 12-point font and Times New Roman. That right there saves you at least 10% on your overall grade in terms of MLA format. So if you struggle with that in Essay 1 and you struggle with it again in Essay 2, now you know how to fix it. And that'll make your MLA life so much easier. Next thing is that you need to put your name and a lot of other information. A lot of people not sure what to put on the left-hand side here, but you don't have to worry anymore because you can just follow this here. This is the MLA sample paper. It tells you word for word what it is that they're looking for. Professor's name, your name, professor's name, course number, and the date of the paper. And make sure that it's also double spaced, 12-point font, Times New Roman, etc., etc. So let's go down here and do that. We're going to put our name. We're going to put that it is, you can call it professor, but I prefer Mr. Ferrarosa. Again, don't use my first name, please. And then you do English 101, and I believe this is due on July 15, 2020. Now here's something very interesting. Look here, it says 12 February 2012. So you want to sort of follow that pattern, right? So it's the day, and then the month, and then the year, which is a little bit odd for us because we usually start things with February rather than putting the day. If you have any questions about this, you're always free to ask me. And again, make sure nothing's in bold. And then, of course, you want to add a title here. So, Toward a Recovery of 19th Century Farm Handbooks. Look here, it says titles are centered and written in 12-point font Times New Roman. Title is not bolded, underlined, or italicized. So we are going to make sure that we follow through on that. And it is currently in bold. So we're going to get rid of bold. And now it's just Wikipedia or Usepedia. Okay. Now, here's the next part. I'm going to highlight this whole thing here, including all this right here. And I'm going to use my right clicker here. And you should see copy, cut, paste font, I'm going to go to paragraph. Very important here. This is where a lot of people are making mistakes and not even realizing it. So the most important is right down here where it says spacing. Make sure that both are set to 0. 0 points. It should be 0 points in before and after. When you first start an essay, it usually has 8 point after for some reason. I don't know why. But make sure it's set to 0. And then where it says line spacing, change that to double. And you can also set this as a default for all your documents or only this document. But I can tell you that every document after this is most likely to use it this way. So I would make all documents based on the normal template. That is 12-point font, Times New Roman, and double space. I'm going to just do for this document only because I always need to remind myself that I need to make sure that everything is right. So I'm going to change this again. This should be set to double. This should be set to 0. For some reason it didn't do it. All right, there we go. Much better. Okay, so this is what your essay should sort of look like, double space. And let's just check to be sure. Absolutely, almost exactly the same, right? But there is one important difference.